circling like vultures round my brain. Couldn't see the danger in your eyes. Draw me in, got me spinning now like water to a drain. You were perfect till I realized you hadn't shown your face. You sing a pretty song to drag my heart along. A siren serenade, you're ringing out your praise. Your lungs are wrecking, you know it's wrong. I was deaf to the ringing bells, wanting me to break, deafened by the sirens' soothing lies. I can't leave, I am in too deep, been sinking for a while, prisoner to the same thing I despise, devoted to a fake. You sing a pretty song to drag my heart.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have heard of March Madness, right? Like, you've heard of it. You know it's a thing.
Yes. March
Okay.
March Madness. Well, first of all, it's Music Madness, and it's when the kids they come up with 64 songs,
Yeah.
and then they're in brackets, and they rank them down until one song wins. Like, that's March Music Madness. My kids do it every year. I'm completely familiar with March Madness. Like,
Yeah.
I think last year Miley Cyrus' song "Flowers" won at the.
I like
at
that
the,
Flowers, actually.
It won by the kids. That was its. You know, I advocated against it. My son put in the Final Countdown by Europe, which is awesome.
Yeah, didn't you tell me that's the song? Like, we all have a song, right? That when you enter a room, that plays in your head. Was it
I
you,
don't know if
Final
that would
Countdown?
be
What's
my
your song?
entrance song.
Yeah, what's yours?
I'd have to actually think about that because it.
Really? Mine plays all the time when I enter.
I guess "Eye of the Tiger," maybe.
Fantastic choice.
Yeah.
Popular bird.
Like that is what. Yeah, because I'm trying to. Yeah, I think if given the opportunity to have a song of which to enter,
Yes.
such as my next UFC match or whatnot, I shall ask them to play "Eye of the Tiger" before I am murdered brutally in the ring.
In cage match. No, mine. Whenever I enter a room, and there's people in the room, I don't do it if it's empty room. In my head plays "Holding Out for a Hero" by Bonnie Tyler.
That tracks.
Yeah.
That is it. Yep. That does. that is. I love that for you.
Thank you.
And that's great. Yeah.
So we're live, and our
Obviously.
friends are here.
I
Clearly, and I think, like, and we debated tonight, right? Because there's an important event going on tonight that some people are watching, but
is it important?
well, to some people, potentially definitely less than 49% of people, according to vote tallies, is
Right.
it's important too. So yeah,
Right. I think so there is a little tiny fingered orange
creature.
Mussolini
Yes,
creature
speaking
golem
about
that is
what he thinks the
that
world
is
looks
not
like.
even speak or it's gonna just be like whatever just nonsense
Word
of whatever.
salad.
He's gonna bring Hannibal Lecter's coming back, the great Hannibal Lecter. I mean, sure,
Like
you know,
Hannibal Lecter.
we're buying Greenland, getting Canada, all that shit. Yeah,
Gotta
that
get
guy.
Canada. 51st state.
You know what? At this point, it's not entertaining. You know what? His
I
shtick
know.
is old. I'm bored by it. So people should tune to us, where we're actually offering real help,
Real help.
to real
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and not literally just starting a trade war because
For reasons. For no reasons.
well, there are no reasons, whatever, because, I mean, the man throws cheeseburgers against the walls, and I mean, there are people in the White House that clean cheeseburger off walls. Like, we are no longer a serious nation.
That's where we are.
Like, that's done.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Yes, now here. So No News is here. He says his song is "Entrance of the Gladiators." His song when he walks into a room.
Is Entrance of the Gladiators, is that the song that, I'm trying to think of when Russell Crowe was entering in the Gladiator.
I don't think that's what. Yeah, I don't think that was the same. I don't know. I'm gonna check it really quick.
But yeah, I'm sure there are several, fantastic entrance songs, all of which are spectacular in their own way. But we got some questions.
Oh, I know that song. It's a very old orchestral. Oh, it's the like the circus starts.
The thing, viewers, you have to understand is I can't hear anything that he hears.
No, I know.
So
I was doing a private.
Anything that he's in the chat or he's talking to us, I see none of that. I am just remotely coming in via satellite from Cameroon.
Yeah. No, that's how we do it, and because I think it keeps you on your toes. If you know too much, then
it does.
It makes things awkward.
Like most people, I enjoy always being kept in a constant state of suspense and anxiety. It's keeps the heart pumping.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's the unknown that really creates the true excitement. All right, so let's get to our first question.
Will I have a stroke today? Will I not? Who's to say?
Let's hope not. So first one comes from Callista from Buena Park, California.
Ooh, that's where Knott's Berry Farm is.
Callista, yes, right. Callista is a 25-year-old female. Says, okay, this is a bit weird, but in the past weeks I've been asleep and then woken up by orgasming. This has happened 3 or 4 times in the past few weeks, but never happened in my whole life before this. I'm not sexually active at the moment. Any thoughts or advice?
Congratulations on your incredible good fortune.
Rock on.
Do I have thoughts? Absolutely. That sounds fucking awesome.
But I don't. But I have to wonder if this is another we've been going back to our users about the amount of details they submit, and the first thing I thought of is like, well, does she live with someone?
See, my first thought was that it was like waking from a wet dream, but instead of a wet spot, you actually feel the orgasm. Like it's like a wet dream sans wet spot. It's like it's basically the culmination of what humanity has been trying to get to all these years.
Yes.
Like Callista's got it. Like she's
agreed.
I mean,
you've been given a gift, no question.
Right.
So she's not currently sexually active. So I guess it's maybe been a bit, and she's.
Right. So, you live in America, so obviously, monetize this immediately. Immediately.
We're gonna stick capitalism on the problem.
Right, but that's just good common sense.
Lord, yes.
So first step, really get to know your new superpower. Like, how far can you push it? How long can these orgasms last? What are the limitations, if any? Like, because if you can figure out what is causing it, and somehow bottle that shit, like that's an industry game changer. An orgasm alarm clock. I mean, talk about a niche market, but an alarm clock that you just wake up making like that. That is absolutely the worst impression of a female orgasm ever, but it still hopefully gets my point across.
The elusive female orgasm. It's a sense of wonder and excitement, literally, and thing we all seek.
But even if you can't bottle it, then obviously other choice, OnlyFans, or other adult-oriented subscription service. We men, as we know, are just fucking animals.
We are animals. So, I think we discussed that in great detail. So, Right. So I'm going to assume that she's a little. Well, okay. So I would say the first thing, it's probably a subconscious reflection of being a little sexually repressed, right? Maybe you're kind of maybe eager to be in a bit of an intimate relationship of some sort, and you can pursue that option as one choice, and another is that you could masturbate before bed. Maybe that would term is take the edge off. I believe it.
Right.
So, and then you can be more in conscious control of your orgasm instead of it spontaneously happening. Because I would even say, if she wakes up, it started before she woke up. You know what I mean? So I think she's still missing part of the experience. You know what I mean? So as wonderful as that is,
it sounds like she's being woken up by an orgasm.
Right.
So I know you're trying to help by taking the edge off. It's like I'm kind of going the other direction.
It's
just enhance this and monetize it.
And like you said, bottle it if possible.
If you want to be boring or whatever, yeah, fine. Just flick your bean before bed. or play a game of Little Man in the Boat. But I mean, just and then that will take the edge off. Or you could, have some bootstraps, hold them up, and monetize it, get an OnlyFans account, and then use the money that you get from that to fund the research for the first one, when you can come up with the orgasm alarm clock.
Yes.
Or you can,
So the thing that made me think about that, you remember we were talking last week about the that we couldn't believe there's a market for. Oh, it was one of our viewers too, but made me think there's also a market for like people who sleep on cam. People will watch that, like attractive women that sleep on camera. People will watch that, and it's crazy. If you had that with this little extra bonus, I mean, that would be like
that's what I am saying.
Insane.
I am trying to give Callista the best objective. Why don't you want Callista to be a millionaire? What do you have against her being? What do you have about her being?
I think
just her own boss lady.
Not
her own boss.
Everyone is prepared to.
Not with that attitude.
To sell themselves in that way, right? It's
right. That's why I'm saying, okay, fine. Then then you spend more time trying to figure out exactly what's causing it without, modifying it with video. I'm just saying it'll be easier to get research funding
if you have a ton of money.
If you have the OnlyFans account and you become, if you become the woman that comes in her sleep, like that can be your whole thing. You get a whole bunch of followers, like and subscribe, smash that. Every time there's a notification, and then, fund that off into, some college laboratory or whatever, right. And, just.
Although one thing, okay, I
want to see how far you can go.
You do this all the time. You like, I take the high ground and then you drag me down. Like I get dragged down.
How orgasm alarm clock is down
a little bit. So, but my thought was from a research perspective. I would be curious. My suggestion would be.
Oh, you would.
I would. I would set up a camera and film yourself while you're sleeping, and then wait for the event to happen. And I would be insanely curious if you just orgasm without any physical stimulation. That's amazing. Or if while you're sleeping you start grinding. Maybe she's grinding on the pillow at the edge of the bed or something. You know what I mean? Not realizing it, and that's bringing her orgasm. Or maybe she's touching herself with her hand and not realizing it, like in her sleep.
Right.
I'd be curious which of those it is. Are you physically stimulating yourself while you're sleeping, or are you just laying there and having an orgasm? Because if you are, damn girlfriend, that is a gift.
And if it's not clear, Vanguard is asking you to send him that tape.
I am not.
He's asking you to make a porn for him.
I don't think that Mrs.
So
Vanguard
he
would
can view it and evaluate it. I don't either. That's
Super
why
J,
I'm shocked.
Super J's here. Oh wait, Super J says it's not a common. Wait, Super J says wait, this is not a common thing. Super J, are you saying you have also experienced this phenomenon? Because is your pen name Callista?
I mean,
are you Callista? And she's not admitting it.
It is. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. To me, I mean, yeah. It sounds like one of those things. It's probably a subconscious. You're having a dream, and
right.
Things get going, and
yes,
wake up in ecstasy. That's again
fantastic.
Monetized.
Wait,
man.
dude, we have this is amazing. Super J's verified that she orgasms in her sleep. She has the gift.
And does it wake you up?
Does it wake you up, Super J?
That's what I'm because that's this person's issue is that like they're orgasming and then they basically wake up.
Right.
Like I guess there are worse ways. Like I've woken up in the middle of the night for worse reasons than orgasming.
Agreed.
Oh, like
normally because I have to pee.
I don't like. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like which is like now I gotta get out of bed. But like if all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I just had an orgasm. Okay, and then you can go that. To me, that's all upside.
So it brings Super J to the edge of waking. That's amazing.
Oh.
And she doesn't think she's touching herself, so she thinks she's having a total, mental image / psychological orgasm. Super J.
Man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that is that brings some. So as you can see from our list, our viewers are in your situation. We empathize and feel you.
Amazing.
And so Super J also has this same phenomenon. Vanguard would very much like you to film the phenomenon and send him a copy post haste. But you know, all in all, I don't think you got it too bad. If you really want it to stop, take the edge off, like
Right before bed.
Vanguard's boring advice, or
I'm boring it.
right. I mean, come on.
No. No, but really, Callista, good for you. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, it sounds pretty awesome.
But it is telling you again, it's like our dreams are messages to ourselves, right? Subconscious saying this, you need to look at this, you need to do this. So interpreting kind of what you're looking for might be a helpful thing as well.
Right.
And maybe you're telling yourself it's time for a relationship, or it's just telling yourself it's time to go get laid. You know what I mean? And that's okay too, right?
Sometimes it's a really bad idea to listen to yourself, because my brain tells me all sorts of things that
our
in
brains are
hindsight,
different.
It was
Yeah, I know. No, I know.
unwise.
Yeah,
Didn't we just talk about us being animals?
We are animals. Yeah, if we listen to the voices that we
pause and
heard,
reflect.
dear God, we would, I guess, jail. I guess.
Okay, what's the next question?
All right, next question.
This is going to go sideways.
Yeah, it already went bad. We'll mention nothing on air. All right, let's see. Daryl from Preston, Idaho. He asks, "How do I get into reading more? As someone who has put off reading for years, I notice how much my writing at my office lacks quality, and I think my absence from reading has contributed to my vocabulary remaining stagnant and your poor grammar. I want to change that and get into reading, but it's difficult to find the time to really get into a story. Any suggestions?" Daryl.
Yeah.
How to get Daryl into reading?
Yeah. I do think that one of the hardest things, especially now, is finding time to read. Is finding the time because you need to essentially have your full attention. So the only times that you can read are when you put aside time to do it, or you're on, jury duty, or you're in a doctor's waiting room, or you're waiting for your flight to land upside down. But those situations are somewhat limited. So I'm a huge fan of audiobooks, because with audiobooks, you can listen to them when you're doing more mindless stuff like cleaning, talking to your boss,
driving in the car.
Driving in the car, take the earbuds out before having sex. Just saying, pro tip. Some people think of the audio medium for books, and they think of the sad little Barnes and Noble with the books on tape section that was just like half a shelf. It is now anything worth reading is on Audible, and even if it's not on Audible, you weren't into reading anyway. So
right. Is that your recommended audiobook of choice?
Audible is the site to go to, because that is the
they have a
de facto
vast collective collection.
Right, they've just become, so if you like, all publishing houses except for independent publishers have pushed through Audible, so they have different producers and all these different studios and stuff, but ultimately the final product goes to Audible, because they're the only game in town. Or for smaller books, I've seen self-publishers where they have a separate audio recording and you have to buy that separately, but it's a pretty niche thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like everything else, Amazon controls the whole thing from beginning to end.
Speaking of which, Super J has a suggestion. She recommends it's called Libro FM. They support local bookstores. Great.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you for that, Super J. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, the local bookstore is not, I don't know how long that's continued to be around. I mean, even like my kids, they don't have books. Like for school books and stuff, they have a Chromebook, and they have like math workbooks, but no actual physical books.
Got it.
Like it's
in the future.
What do you think? What are your?
I agree. I think it totally. I think the audio is a great choice to go. I was gonna go if it's an issue of getting motivated to spend the time and do the material. What I was gonna recommend a trick. Like a trick yourself is like, if you like movies, find a movie that you like, find the book version of that movie and read it, and put yourself in the mindset of, wow, I'm wondering how the author, either if the book came before, I'm wondering how the original author envisioned this story, the movie I enjoy, right? That might keep your interest and motivation going. Or if it's the reverse, if the book came out after, which sometimes happens, it's like, oh, I wonder how the author interpreted the movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's
And
interesting.
in the book, there by definition, there's going to be a whole lot more detail just by the nature of the medium. So
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
obviously there's time for description and stuff, but there's like always so many conversations and stuff that just aren't in the movie. You know that help kind of fill in the background. I remember after I watched The Phantom Menace.
Yes. Yes. You read the.
Should never have been made.
You read the
I
novel.
read the Terry Brooks that when they got Terry Brooks to write, and actually I was like, Terry Brooks was one of my favorite authors as a kid. I liked all the Shannara books, so I was like, you know what, that helped me over the trauma of episode 1 because I was like,
so the book was
someone
decent.
made some. Yeah, the book, like for example, Terry Brooks. You know how much Jar Jar was in the books? Almost not at all.
Fantastic.
Like it was just like, no, this is stupid. No,
Not gonna do it.
It wasn't a thing. Yeah, so it wasn't part of the story. It was just like all of the dumb, like just ridiculous gag stuff is all taken out, and it just was story about, the rise of Anakin Skywalker. So
cool. Was he still 8?
I don't know how we got there.
It bothered me that he was 8. I wanted
he is
him to
a
be
kid in
like
the book. Yeah,
14. You know what I mean? Like teen, early teen. What I really thought.
Yeah,
Making him a
I don't
kid
know if they
was
stuck to
like.
the age at all. Well, they made him into a really annoying kid.
Right.
Like, first of all, poor Jake Lloyd, man. That kid just life ended. Like after, that was probably the biggest from something he thought would be awesome, sort of like Ahmed Best. Like Ahmed Best's career was ruined by the Phantom Menace.
My God, are you kidding me? Like, where'd he ever get a job? For those of you who don't know, that's the voice of Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, it's the guy in the costume who was kind of run out, and so he's finally getting stuff. So now that but that's like 20 years later. It's yeah.
Oh,
so anyway,
totally
that's a book you can read or listen to from Audible.
We have a new a viewer, Fishka2. Good to see you. Welcome. You come and join us. We were just talking about what were we talking about? Oh, reading. How to get into reading more.
Reading.
A question about talk about reading. So that's an approach. You know what I mean? If the movies or other media can motivate you to get the book adaptation, I think that would get you into reading. And the audiobook's an easy one. Like you said, you can multitask while you do it. And sort of. I think these are excellent suggestions.
Yeah.
So.
And you can pause and go wherever. You could have it on your phone. It's not like you have to be like, oh, I got to sit down on the couch, turn on the light, open the book.
I like that. And like, especially if I start listening at home and then I want to transfer it to the car, you know what I mean? I could keep.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Like you find yourself stuck in a waiting room and you're like, oh, I could be just listening to this right now.
Speaking of which, I need to get a set of earbuds. I think it's time for a set of earbuds. I never bought a pair.
You don't have a pair of earbuds?
I don't have earbuds. I got these headphones.
Wow.
No earbuds. I have
these giant broadcast headphones.
I have a wired. I have a wired earbud that I use for work meetings. But I know.
I do have I have no, actually everything's I have a Bluetooth headset is what I use. I
think it's great.
I think this we got more people to help here.
We do. Actually, one more excellent suggestion by Super J is joining a book club and giving yourself accountability. If you're in the book club, you feel obligated to read the book club. Ding.
Although you have to be very careful about what book club, because a lot of times you get in a book club and the books that people pick
are horrible
or dumb. So you have to get into a book club with people who are cool. Because,
yes. And don't read suck-ass books.
Right. Like, just because it's an Oprah's book club does not mean
it's good. Oprah isn't the end-all be-all of what's a good book.
Really. After The Secret,
can't.
Yeah, that was... If you want to be wealthy, just think hard enough and you will be. That's the secret.
That's the secret. All right. Next question is: you start a book like you could stop. Oh shit! No News is teasing me. No News says if you start a book you don't like it, you can stop. I recently had a conversation with No News in real. Yeah, but I recently had a conversation with No News in real life that when I start something, I must finish it. So that starts with video games, books, movies. I have to get to the end. So
I had that exact same rule. Always had the same rule.
Yeah.
On Goodreads, I started to read the book. I'm like, I have to finish it, and then I realized, no, the fuck I don't. My time is valuable. I'm allowed to do that. I don't have to finish anything because why? To prove it to myself?
Yeah, I can't override.
If I'm reading a piece of shit that's like in chapter 3, I'm like, this is going to be torturous. I can just be like abandoned.
Right.
And,
yeah, I can't.
Because it was awful. And so there's only a few books that I've actually abandoned, but it's like No, I will not even give this book more of a
I
chance.
can't. I don't know if I could do it. Super J's on the same page with me. She has to finish. All right, so
If it's, for, like with a movie or something I can get, but like a book, there's so much time. Like if
I know.
people's time is valuable, and
Yes.
so I just think take care of yourself.
I
nice
know.
to yourself,
Self,
that's all.
you got to gauge your self care sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, our next question comes from Marvin from Akron, Ohio. Marvin asks, "My girlfriend and I, who are both 30, have been together for a year now, and our sex life is continuing to be less and less. We maybe do something sexual once every 2 to 3 weeks. It's beginning to take a toll on me. I'm a very physical person and have a high sex drive and don't know what to do. I brought it up and she says, if I'm withholding your needs, go find it with someone else. I love her to death, but this is important to me and our love life is not fulfilling at all. I really need advice." Marvin, you have come to the right place.
Yeah, this is perfect.
We can
Marv,
help you.
you and some people, I won't say, but we some people have said that Vanguard and I have the reputation for just telling people to blithely toss away their relationships with very little
too.
thought.
We
or
disregard relationships very easily.
yeah, I mean, before you had to really think about it and know what the right thing to do is, and I totally get that. And like, we don't want to have that reputation as just like these two old codgers that, want everyone to unrequited love to just, be not a thing.
Right.
All of that said, leave this fucking woman yesterday. That is absolutely, that you need to, are you running right now? Are you?
Why not?
Faster,
So why not?
please. Faster, Marv. Yeah. If so, I think that's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that is.
See,
everything
I
have
read
to
this
say.
the way I
Marvin.
read this. So he said he brings it up, and she says, "If I'm withholding your needs, go find it somewhere else." To me,
That means
that's
break
a
up with me.
pass. No, it means like go find another girlfriend, and we'll have an open relationship. That's how I took it. But that's probably not how she meant it.
Well, I guess.
Probably not how she
Perhaps,
meant it. Yeah.
But
That'd be
probably
fantastic.
not.
Probably not.
Yeah, because
probably not.
I don't. Yeah, so when a woman states like something like that in anger to her partner, I do not
Right.
think it's an invitation to, hey, how about Polly? Like, no,
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, right.
It just it could be a bridge there,
Yeah.
but most likely it's probably being said facetiously.
Yes.
So she's gonna be real surprised when you're like, "You said go
Right,
find someone."
and here she is.
She's here
in our
and
bed.
quite frankly, you're being rude to her. Okay, she's standing here naked in our home. Be nice.
Show a little respect.
Show a little respect. She drove 45 minutes to get here. Okay, naked.
Oh Lord. No. So Marvin, this is a real serious thing, right? And I don't want to again echo the whole break up the relationship thing, but like the physical intimacy is important for you. It's only been a year. It's only gonna get worse, unfortunately.
Right
So
away.
if you guys are physically incompatible and you don't have the same drive and it's really bugging you to this extent after a year, imagine how it's gonna be after 5 years.
And I think what the most just a critical detail is when it was discussed, the answer was, if I'm not doing it, go find someone else. So that was there wasn't any sort of, that's why, like,
Right.
Are you running? He's got to be running by now. Like, have you packed your shit at least? Like, hopefully, just, double knot it.
I wouldn't completely double this. I would completely discount, because if this woman loves you and you love her, right? And here's the thing: there's so many social stigmas, and we need to break through them, right? If you went to her and said, "Look, there's we're clearly not. I don't want you to feel obligated to have sex with me, right? If you're not enjoying it, I don't want to make you do it. If there's things I'm not doing that'll make you enjoy it more, please tell me. I'll do those things, right? That's first stage of the approach, right? But if you just don't enjoy doing it as much as I do, but it's really that important to me, can we talk about opening up the relationship and what the bounds of that would look like?" See what she says.
It is amazing the hoops that you will jump through in order to get anything to move into an open relationship. Because it doesn't really matter. My girlfriend stabbed me. Well, you know what? Perhaps
I think you should
there
think
was a
about an
reason.
open relationship.
Perhaps she was lonely.
Right.
Perhaps if you brought another
You
person,
should bring a
to the
woman home
bedroom,
to her, right?
There'd be less knife play. Perhaps.
Okay,
Why don't you
so
give that a shot?
Just to be like, open relationship doesn't necessarily mean threesome, right? It means you have your girlfriend as a primary, and that you see someone else on certain nights of the week, right? Agree upon the terms of how that open relationship will work, and that's fine.
So that makes
Tons of people
everything
operate
totally,
that way.
True, and
Works for couples.
Clearly, you very much want to be in that situation.
It's a great situation.
But I don't think this is Marvin's situation. I don't think
I don't think this is on Marvin's option list.
I don't think Marvin in
but,
Akron.
Okay, all I'm saying, right. But I'm saying if it's to the point where he's going to break up with her, why not at least have that conversation? And she might say yes. I'm okay with it.
Because she already said, go find someone else. And I just think, I mean, it would be hilarious to have him go find someone else and bring her then and present her. Yes, I would pay money to watch that. Absolutely, that's just good content. But from a practical standpoint, as far as Marvin is concerned, that is not helpful at all to him. Which is why he's hopefully in his car now and has left. And hopefully has made a reservation at the Holiday Inn Express.
Why are we the relationship destroyers? It's just tragic. Because we've seen so many relationships end. I know, because people grunt them out for so long and are miserable for years. And it's like, what are you doing? You could have ended it 10 years ago and you'd be happy now. It's like, God, you don't have to hate the person you break up with. You could just agree, look, we're on a different page in life, right? Let's parts up ways. We could stay in touch. I'd love to hear what's going on in your life. Best of luck to find the thing you're looking for, right? Fine conversation.
As always, I'm open to a threesome. Or having you as a sexual partner later in life. I never like to, I never like to, burn any of those bridges if I can. So, end the love, but still be a lover.
Yes.
If you can. I think is the way I would play it.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, so have that conversation with her, Marvin. Again, communication is key, right? If you do love this woman, have that talk. Tell her how much important it is to you, right? But if it gets to the point, like if she says, okay, fine, I'll give it to you Wednesday, Friday, or whatever, right? No, because then it's a job, right? She's not into it. It's not going to be fun, Just...
I don't know if you know this, but Vanguard is a big fan of intimacy.
I am.
And having, and that is a very important part of relationships.
Mutual...
And I am as well. It is.
Yeah, important. Don't pretend that you're above all this.
You could not, right, no. Yes, scheduled sex Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's actually pretty good for scheduled sex. For guys who are actually, that's probably a lot.
True, it's actually fair amount,
as opposed to the guys who are like, I get sex on my birthday, and that is it.
Right. Which is a thing some couples have.
And we are like, your relationship should have ended 31 years ago.
Correct.
But we weren't around. So,
right. So we're telling you now, before 31 years goes by, if intimacy is important to you, it's important to you. If it's a problem for you now, it's going to be a problem from you another year from now, another year from that, right? It's going to be worse and worse. So,
I hope you're you better be on the interstate by now. That's what I'm saying. We've given you plenty of time.
Poor Marvin. Good luck. All right. Next one comes from Aurora from Birmingham, Alabama. Aurora is a 25-year-old female. She lives alone and doesn't really have any family to help me purchase my first car. My current car I've had since I was a teenager and has broken down on me so much. I think I'm going to try and trade it in for as much as I can to the dealership, but I'm a girl buying a car alone. I don't really know much about the process. I really don't want to get taken advantage of or end up with an expensive, shitty car. If either of you have advice that would be so helpful, thank you. So advice on buying a car from Aurora from Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay, so thankfully you're in Alabama,
right.
So statistically, the person selling you the vehicle is going to have an intelligence level somewhere around paste. So that's a huge win. So going with that, so go into it there. Make sure, don't let Paste Brain try to tell you how much do you want your monthly payment to be. Like, don't ever try to buy a car that way, because then they will just play with the terms of the loan and everything else. You want to have all of your homework done beforehand, know all of the know the background, know what you can and can't negotiate on a car. Like, a lot of times
there's a dealer holdback that they can't go any below, right?
But they will also try to put like a secondary freight charge that's just bullshit. So there's certain things that are just, ultimate ripoffs. Any prepaid maintenance is a scam. Do not do that.
Yes, do not
get gap insurance. Also,
extend a warranty. No.
Because you don't want to tell them what you want your monthly payment to be, because
if they start talking about monthly payment, you're already entering scam bill. If you say, well, let's make your monthly this. Because basically saying, we'll give you a 7-year loan, you know what I mean, with 0 down, whatever, and you're paying for a car 7 years from now like it was brand new. It's like-
I mean, yeah, because Alabama does use U.S. currency. It's not just bartering for.
no, they
big
do
notes
still.
and
They
shit.
don't
So-
just use they don't use hillbilly tokens. They have other
Okay.
currencies beyond that.
Right. So, when you go up to Ernest, don't tell him. So he's gonna come up to you and he's gonna be like, he will say,
All right, I will be Aurora. Let's role play this.
well,
I'll be Aurora.
how-
I'll be Aurora. You be Ernest.
Ernest.
Well, hi there.
Hey there, little lady.
Well, hello. I'd like
Um,
to buy myself a vehicle, please.
Oh, you would?
I would.
Okay.
I like this one over here. I've done my
We've
research.
got, you've done your research,
I
aren't you? Oh,
have.
bless your little heart.
Yeah.
What I would like you to do, I don't know why I had a female, but I say, what? I'm trying to get into character here. I'm Ernest,
yeah.
okay? Girl, woman.
Yeah, good.
I have. I gotta ask you, how much are you looking to spend per month? You know, ballpark.
Well,
You know,
I
when
would
you-
just
when it gets down to it,
prefer.
when you have your car.
Yeah, I would just prefer to
How
talk
much?
about the total price of the car if we can negotiate that.
I
right
asked you
now.
a question.
All right.
How much are you willing to pay
I
each and
don't-
every month?
I don't like how you're talking to me right now, and I like to speak to your manager.
We're in Alabama, and I will punch you in the face.
And then you leave.
Because that's how Alabama is. And then you leave. And then you go to another
find
state.
Another
And you go-
state.
And then you come up, you cross the Mason-Dixon line.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
you buy
but
a
then
car
she's
there.
gonna have to pay the taxes in both states. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah,
better off buying
that's
in
it.
Alabama if she can.
Yeah,
It's the thing.
Just go
So
up slightly.
okay,
You know?
here's the big thing is like what Green Patch is saying. If they start don't let them talk about monthly costs. That's bullshit. It means you're getting scammed. Because what they do is they try to absorb the numbers and look like it's not that much. When really
Right.
you wind up paying for the car for an extremely long amount of time, and you should never have a car
Or
loan
the,
beyond
7-year loan.
right. You
5
should never have a car loan beyond 5 years. Right. That's my stake in the sand. And 5's pushing it. Right. But if you have to go to 5, fine. But if you're more than 5, no, don't do it. And they're going to expect a decent sized down payment, right, and that whole thing.
Right.
So, if you're buying new, then that eliminates the quality concern issue because you're going to have that initial warranty on the vehicle. However, new cars
Right.
are very expensive, and the amount of margin you're paying for is substantial, right? So, used cars are a crapshoot because it's you don't know how they were treated by the previous owner, right? And the quality could be questionable. So that's where I recommend, which is crazy, I know, but like the big dealerships, like they have a vested stake in having a good reputation for used cars. Meaning, like if they have a service center attached to the dealership, it means
Right.
they take pre-owned cars, like leases that expired after 2 years. They bring them in, they make sure they're good, they put them on the lot. They're giving a confidence that
And that's the thing that Ernest might try to do is
Right.
try to talk you into a lease.
right.
Because it'll be like, oh, well, you can't afford this car.
Right.
How about instead you would just lease the car so you are not actually buying a car. You're just giving these guys money for 3 years
To use
while
the
you
car.
drive their
Exactly. And then you got to
You
turn
know.
the keys back in after the 3 years. Yeah.
Right. Which for some people is great. If you don't, I mean, if you just, if
If you don't do a
if you
ton of
just want a monthly
miles,
fee and
yeah.
you want someone to come and service the car and take,
Right.
that's that works. But
and you drive off the lot in a
Um,
brand new car. So
Right.
again, so
but it's
guarantee
not,
no problems.
But it doesn't.
right?
But it does not belong to you. and
Correct.
you're
It
gonna
doesn't
have to
really
return
belong to you. I would
So,
recommend at
be-
least for people who
be
are
careful with
either
it.
I would recommend it for at least for people who drive relatively low miles and don't if you believe like if you do like a 3-year lease or 2 year or even a 2-year lease, 3-year lease, if you believe that your financial situation 3 years is gonna be a lot better than it is today. You know what I mean? Because then you'll be in a position where you can either buy your lease out or you can just turn the lease in again and get the car you really want then, right? Lease is like a stopgap for that 2 years. So those are the only times I recommend a lease. But Green Pants is right. You're basically paying a down payment and then a monthly for a car you're never really going to own. You're borrowing it.
I recommend never leases are I think they're a complete waste of money. The only reason anyone should do a lease is if you're the type of person who's like, I need to be driving a new car.
Right.
That is some people who are like, I want,
Right.
like they need to have the,
If you
whatever,
keep doing
and
a lease, you could drive a new car for 2 years.
These are the people who buy the new iPhone every
Yeah.
time they have a new iPhone. And it's like
They wait in line for the new
the rest
iPhone.
of us
yeah.
go from like iPhone 5 to iPhone 10, where it's
Right.
and then whatever the next one. I'm sure it's holographic now. I don't know. But
Look at thing goes, "Whoop."
right,
Your
exactly. Those big
Yeah.
Apple goggles. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
But
So negotiate total. So do your research ahead of time before you go to the dealership. Figure out the car that you want to buy, and don't be afraid to if you really want to test drive one, if you don't have a friend that owns one, then go to the dealership, say, hey, I like to test drive this vehicle, test drive it, leave that dealership, don't go back there. Now that you're convinced that you like that car, go do your homework about the just the retail price of the car, the invoice price of the car, which is what it costs the dealership to buy it, and then whatever costs are on top of that, right? So you can negotiate a final price. So, and if
you're super paranoid, you could also like bring a male friend with you or something if you want
to diffuse the sales guy a little bit.
Yeah,
so I mean, take advantage of you.
Or
sexist.
You could, actually have a friend come just to fuck with the guy, just kind of get him off his game, because then you might be able to negotiate something, something a little bit better, and definitely make sure that you have the. You go into the dealership being prepared to just be like, no, and walk out, no matter what they say.
Yes.
And you're like, no, I'm all set. I'm going to go somewhere. Because they will try to pull you back with one of those giant canes that they use in,
and the trick they typically do for, the trick they typically do for this is like, I just need to check this on my manager, see if I can do this. And he's going to walk into some dude's office, and they're going to sit there and they're going to talk about the weather, not about you and your car at all. And they're going to come back and say, okay, here's what I can do. And you're going to say, no, I really need this cost. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to have to talk to the manager again.
Right.
You'll get all that is bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah. None of that. Yeah.
You will see it happen, and it is bullshit. So, yeah, have in your mind what the price should be for the vehicle. But there are great services out there too, like Carvana, right? And Carfax,
there's CarMax, those places.
CarMax, yeah, they guarantee best fairest price for the vehicle in your area. You know what I mean?
Right.
Looking up what they would charge. It gives you in your mind what you want to pay. You know what I mean?
Right.
But of course, and I didn't mean to loop it around, if you're buying this car now, welcome to tariffs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Big,
exactly.
Beautiful tariffs. Love. Favorite word.
So if you buy a used car, then you should be free of tariffs, unless you're buying a used Canadian car or a car from Mexico.
Yes.
But I think dipshit will be all set with the tariff stuff in a few months after the economy goes up and down, and he has enough rich people calling him, telling him that they're gonna fucking murder him if he keeps this shit up, and then he'll drop it.
Right. But and then tariffs
unfortunately. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to lose money. A lot of people are going to lose jobs. A few people are going to die. But that's just Trump being Trump. It's he's a fucking monster.
The model for success. But yeah, so just keep that in mind, right? But so to that end, used car is probably going to be a better deal at this point. So yeah, and again, big dealership. So if you can used car, big dealerships that do leases, they'll have the return lease cars. Those are excellent candidates for a used car buying, right? And you could find a great deal.
Don't get the lease, but buy a leased car is a good option.
Right.
Especially if it was leased by someone who just drove it, a few hundred miles or whatever for a year.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Super J is commenting about how she, as a woman, she's been owned by all these dealership tactics and stuff like that. So, and yeah, that's the thing. Have your price in mind. But do your reasonable cost. Look at a couple different dealerships. If they're offering comparable price, it's okay. You might be able to talk down a little bit, but probably not a lot, right? Because they still got to make money. Right. They got to keep the lights on, right? So that's the thing. So once you have that in mind, go. And if they won't budge at all, that's when you walk, right? And then that'll be that. And don't be afraid to do that. You're the consumer. You're in charge. They want your money.
Do not get locked into a service deal.
No service deals. No undercoating. Whatever the bullshit is. No extras. Right.
Right.
Don't do it. So, all right. Hopefully that helps.
We got one more.
Let us know.
We got one more though.
We want to see. Oh, we do. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. This one comes from Penny from Salt Lake City, Utah. We have so many Utah viewers. I don't know why, but we do.
They need a lot of help.
I love them. I love all people, but we do rip on Utah a lot, so I'm surprised. No, you.
I love people. I hate Utah.
I understand.
That does not mean I hate all of the people within Utah.
So Penny is a freshman in college, has a small group of friends. However, none of them like to go out on the weekends. I haven't been to a party or a bar since the beginning of the second semester because I have no one to go with. Also, it's a little late in the semester, and people already have their established friend groups, but I really do not want to be inside and not get the chance to explore the city. Please help. Okay, Penny.
Penny,
You're in
fucking with
Utah.
us? I think you're fucking with us.
The last dry
you
state in the
currently
Union.
You reside in the land of magic underwear, wooden submarines, magic golden tablets, and very, very questionable views on marriage.
Oh my
Okay? Like the Salt Lake City. So if you want to have a group of friends to go out on the town and all that stuff, leave Utah and go literally almost anywhere else. Like not Alabama because Alabama, but like or Oklahoma because Oklahoma. Like go somewhere. Okay, go somewhere you still have your rights.
Yep.
And so that's like half of them or whatever. So upper half or the coasts, I would stay. Don't like don't stay for the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. It's completely overrated, and quite frankly, it's filled with insane people.
I kind of like them.
Definitionally.
Kind of like them.
You know what Utah has? Salt flats. So a salt flat is essentially a place that you can go to look around and go, wow, there is actually nothing here. And the only thing that it's good for is
Driving
what
cars
happens
really
if I
fast.
I'm going to strap a rocket engine to my Honda Civic,
Right.
and I'm going to see what happens.
See what
And then-
happens.
And spoilers, what happens is you become a semi-famous grease spot on the side of a mountain. That is how that ends.
All right, so and I exaggerated. Utah's not a completely dry state. There are restrictions on alcohol purchase, but I think they have blue laws, right? Like things are not open on Sunday. I don't think. Can't go anywhere on Sunday.
Things are very
very
yeah, it's
very
very
downplayed. It's
conservative.
like yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But like Salt Lake City though, it's not.
Salt Lake
stuff
City,
happens in Salt Lake.
yeah. If you're in like if you go to Brigham Young,
Right.
you know, if you're in Provo, you're not drinking.
Right.
Provo is
a
that's
no-go.
like yeah, Provo is just like that's where you're gonna have the highest concentration of lunatics.
Right.
Salt Lake City, it's like 35-40% lunatic. I don't know the exact
It's the
exact
ratio.
things, but yeah, I'm just saying.
And-
Any
oh,
place
it's-
with the wooden submarines. Gotta
That's
get
right.
out.
And actually, freshmen in college, you can't drink legally anyway. So enough of your nonsense. Shame
Right,
on you.
And you think
Shame on you,
and
Penny.
you're gonna try to do it with a bunch of Mormons? Yeah,
Right,
Penny.
that's not gonna happen.
Okay. Like you're young, but so far you've made a couple questionable decisions. But it's early, and so you can transfer out to a state that doesn't suck.
Vegas. It's not far.
Just go east or west, just as far as you can. Just something.
Oh my goodness.
God.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
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 There's not too much come up with
Okay.
your group
So
of friends.
realistically, expanding the social group, right? So it's not, college is not, at least I've never seen it be cliquey to the extent that like high school is. So like you could find a group of
No.
people, start hanging out, and they'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? And all of a sudden now you're in that group too. You know, it's not that
Yeah.
hard to
So
get into a new friend group, right? That you can
and I
expand
bet
your
you it
circles.
probably isn't. There is absolutely okay. Any so like if let's say if you're at the University of Utah, it's got thousands of people. As
Right.
Vanguard said, there's not going to be like these cliques like the jocks and the nerds or anything like that. There will be very distinct groups, and there is absolutely a group of people whose the thing that they have in common is, how the fuck did I decide to end up in Salt Lake City for
Right.
college? Oh my god!
Where do we
What
drink?
do I do?
Where do we drink?
Find all of those other people,
Right.
Because they are around,
And do what they
You'll-
do, right?
you know, and put up flyers. Sane person, anybody else? No, and just find your expats from wiser lands, and gather around them, and try to escape together. Hopefully, before a bunch of settlers get murdered.
Right. I'm trying to see what trying to see how many colleges there are in Salt Lake City. Actually, I'm kind of curious.
I mean, University of Utah is the big one.
That's what
but
I was gonna say. I think it's. I guess.
the Utes.
Yeah. Westminster, Salt Lake, Eagle Gate, yeah, the Violin Making School of America. That's a place.
Oh wow. Hey, that sucks. So if you want to make a violin,
Penny.
you're like, I gotta go to fucking Utah.
Gotta go to
God damn it!
Violin
Like
making school.
you
in
would think that would be
America.
like in New York or something. Like really? I've got to go to.
Utah State's also
It's
there.
nice there's a school for it.
All right.
Now, is there a school for like viola making? Like there are competitive schools. Like I'd be curious. Like a
I
big
would think you
violin
could
versus
take an
big viola.
elective in viola if you're going to the violin making school, as well
Right.
as the other members of the family, like the cello and the contra,
And the
the
string
bass
bass.
and the string. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would think they would provide a diverse education.
You would think, but you know what? I'm never going to go to Utah to
It's their
fucking find out.
DEI is the number of instruments they do.
Yeah, which we all know
Oh
Utah
my
does
God.
not like.
No. Yeah, it's probably Utah. It's
You
because
don't-
it's
they don't.
huge.
They don't like. Yeah, they don't like the woodwinds messing with the brass. They don't.
Right.
Those two don't go together.
That's right.
It's not right.
Almost
you know.
27,000 undergrads. So that's a big scale.
Yeah. It's pretty, yeah. So
University of
so
Utah.
within those 27,000 people, there is a solid group of people who have just realized that they shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
You are in that group.
Yeah.
Make a plan together. Transfer out. Enjoy the rest of your life, and it'll be a story about about your youthful indiscretion, about how you almost went to college in Utah, and it'll be something that you can tell your grandchildren. They may not believe it, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't think she necessarily has to leave. I mean, Salt Lake City's, again, a reasonable place. The finding a new friend group, I think, is an important thing on the list, right? Like, I think you just look around, join an interest club, something, you will find a new group of friends. Don't think that there's just walls where the groups are. No, not it.
Right.
So you will find the people
there
who
will be, even if
align
it's not
with
people
your-
who actively want to leave,
Right.
find people who are in,
right, who are
like,
like, this place
also-
sucks, let's go party, right? That's the group you
Yeah.
want.
yeah, find whatever group is into your sexual kink. Like
There you
we
go.
talked about being a dominatrix before and all that. If you get into that community,
Those people are fun.
very welcoming. And so, there are options out there.
Oh, you could, I think a quick path could be joining the local
From a
LGBT.
tabernacle choir.
No, the LGBTQ student group.
Yeah, you know what's rocking in Salt Lake City? They're LGBTQ.
I know, but I've been saying those folks party. So-
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Those-
So it's like an in. You can say, "Hey, I'm an ally." They're like,
Absolutely.
"Great, come on, party with
Those
us."
Those are absolutely the coolest people in Utah.
Right.
Them and like the 6 black people.
Right.
That were it's like
Right.
them and they're
Yeah.
together. and
Also
they're just
join the
like,
black
what
student.
the
Yeah.
hell?
Join the LGBT club and
Join
also
the
join the
Black
Black Student
Student
Union. Right. And then see your
And then
crowds.
you've got a chance.
Yeah.
At some fun.
Yeah. Then you
So,
found the cool people.
Yeah.
All right.
So good luck to you, Penny.
Good luck to you, Penny. Indeed. Oh, it's speed round
Right,
time, my
speed
friend.
round is you this time.
I do not feel prepared.
Now, I don't care.
I know you are merciless in how you
Alright.
expect me to.
Although- I can't control the
Lord.
timer because I would have already put it up, but
I know I'm controlling the timer right
Unfortunately, I
now.
am,
Hold on, fucking timer.
hogtied here in my
Oh, I know.
remote.
Well, I can't give you too much power. You get a little heady with power if
I
I.
don't have.
Alright.
I do. I would.
So we have
That is
1
true.
minute put on the clock. So what we're gonna do is
Right.
it's my turn. So Green Pant's gonna throw at me 5 questions. I have 1 minute to answer them.
Okay. Can you give you 5 rapid fire questions? You have
Rapid
60
fire.
seconds,
I have 60
and
seconds.
and we will do an unpack at the end.
Yeah.
But you have a tendency to go over. I know, so be careful
Me?
with your time.
Please.
You talk a lot. Saying.
Oh
so-
lordy.
Like, let me know when you're ready.
All right.
Get into your Zen state.
I'm ready. Hit me.
If money and ethics weren't an issue, what scientific experiment would you run if you became a mad scientist?
Ooh, like variations of the Truman Show.
Oh, okay. Which Disney ride would be the easiest to have sex on without getting kicked out of the park?
Small world. Ask me how I know.
We will get to that in the unpacking section. If you had a superpower and it was limited to just like fucking with people, and that's it, what would it be?
Oh my god, it would be like my eyes flash red when someone's lying, like an instant lie detector,
That would be
like really
super annoying.
obnoxiously, like bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing, bing.
How long until Skynet?
6
The full
years.
AI take
6
over.
years.
6 years?
Yeah, 6
Okay.
years.
If your musical consumption was limited to only one decade,
Oh,
what would it be?
good. All right, I'm gonna take my 10 seconds I got left. I instinctively want to say 80s, but like, there's enough commonality in 80s music that would probably drive me crazy. 60s, going 60s.
Okay.
All right.
And I can't see the timer, but I'm gonna assume you did it
I had 2 seconds left. Yeah.
because
Right.
I get too heady with power, apparently.
All right, let's dig into these. So, yeah, I don't know. Music decade different. It's challenging because it's like the style. Like you can only take one style for so long. You know what I mean?
I mean, to me, it's not. To me, it's a pretty easy decision in
Okay.
that it's just 90s. That is when
90s.
I went to college. 90s. That is when Baby Got Back was written. That is when
Agreed.
Baby Got Back was performed.
But also
Baby Got
like
Back
Ace of
is
Base
the
and
greatest musical
like,
yeah,
so
Ace of Base
forever.
also. This is the
Some.
golden age of music. Okay? You know, you had hey, I just like
Cranberries.
okay? And most of their
Cranberries.
stuff
Oh,
was
Fish,
out
that's
in
true.
that time.
I
So
think who was popular? The
um,
Cranberries, Jesus Jones. Actually, Nirvana. That's when grunge started, right?
yeah, Pearl Jam,
Pearl
Stone Temple
Jam.
Pilots, Live.
That's true. The
Yeah,
grunge.
Bush.
Yeah. It's Super J Sand, same thing. R&B. Maybe you're onto something.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have went 90s. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a personal choice, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
could
hear ya.
listen to Joni Mitchell all day. It would drive me fucking crazy.
Yeah. No.
Like,
I think
Because
right.
you would be listening. All your music would be pre-synthesizer.
Correct.
And come on,
Correct.
you had no Devo, nothing. You know,
Right. It's true.
uh,
But I think I would
no
get.
Men Without Hats.
No, I know. But you can answer if we want to.
No Safety
Um,
Dance. Exactly. But not you. Not if you're in the 60s.
Yeah, no, I know, I hear you. But it was just an amazing time for music, you know what I mean? And I think if I have
Yeah,
early
that's-
60s, I have enough spillover of like, 50s doo-wop and that kind of stuff, which I really enjoy as well.
Right.
But you're right,
I
it's
think
a
that-
tough
I
call.
get that.
90, but there was a period in the 90s where like there was nothing. Like
There-
until Nirvana came around in the 90s, there was nothing.
There was Ace of Base. Okay. And
I can only see the
Uh,
sign so much.
that's true. Well, they had the other song that they All That They Want Is Another Baby. And then also
Oh,
I saw the sign.
is another bit. Right. And like Milli Vanilli, remember that? That was 90s, dude.
Yes, the fantastic Milli Vanilli. They were just a breakthrough talented act that
Breakthrough lip singer.
got caught lip
Yes.
singing, lip syncing.
Oh, God.
Okay, for me, Skynet, 6 months. 6
No.
years, dude. This
6
shit is
years.
changing so quickly
I know,
that
I know.
I would not be surprised.
It's gonna
If
take
I'm
6
just
years.
I'm just prepared for the robot overlords at any point.
I
think.
understand.
And
I
that is-
understand.
That would
And
be
you should be kind
a
to them
wise
so they
move.
do not judge you harshly.
Right.
And I think it's
But,
6
like-
years. For generalized artificial intelligence, it's probably 6 years.
So, if there is how are we going to prevent the super intelligence from figuring out that the best possible thing for the Earth would be to kill all the humans?
Right. The trick is that you use AI to fight AI. So we need to have other AIs that we're training to defend us from the aggressive AI.
I don't know. That just seems like you're getting caught in this loop of, but
you
it's
know.
just, well, it's happening. So yeah, it's just a matter of when. So
It's
we'll
just-
see. I know. I
But
mean,
but don't be
we're-
dis-
we haven't
yeah.
even gotten to initial Terminator, much less like
That's
liquid
right.
metal
That's right.
Terminator.
And
We're
for
not- we're
everyone
not
who's
near that.
concerned, because I know AI is in the news a lot lately, so just so I'm in the business, so just so it's abundantly clear, the AIs you hear about today, like your Google Gemini and your whatever, the way those work is nothing like a general artificial intelligence. I mean, there's
Right.
similarities,
Right.
but like it's a far jump from what's happening to a general artificial intelligence. So do not immediately panic.
It is
But,
large language modeling, very different.
Correct.
Or just the
Large language
or
modeling,
pattern,
correct.
pattern
Yes,
recognition and all
yeah.
that. You know.
Sees X, it
kind of
tells you
thing.
Y. That's how AI
Yeah,
works
yeah,
today,
exactly.
right? It's like
This is why sometimes it hallucinates because it doesn't
Right.
get shit right all the time.
right, exactly. It's as good as the data's fed
Um,
into it, so don't worry.
I think if I had it, so and speaking, if I had a superpower that was just to annoy people,
Yeah.
it would be like disconnecting the wireless. 'Cause that
Oh.
is something like people are on their phones all the time. If you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
just like internet cut,
Done.
like everyone in an
That's
airport,
solid.
like fuck?
Right.
Like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like that.
So
Would be
Wi-Fi
super
and
annoying.
cell signal, like for both.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like that ability, and I would like to control which one or both analog and digital, for the very few analog phones that still exist. Because I want to make sure that I am able to irritate everyone.
You never do
You know,
anything
equitably.
half-assed. You never do anything half-assed. You go
Oh, and I want to do it fairly.
balls to the wall.
I
No, I
wanna
understand.
be, yeah. So like, if I like with the mad scientist one,
Yes.
like to me.
Oh,
like,
but real quick, my power was the blinking red eyes when lying.
oh
thing.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that which would also be very.
Oh, incredibly
That'd be
annoying.
powerful too.
Yeah, I would.
Um,
Because like
right.
people would want to talk around me. Because they're like,
Right,
oh, you look
yeah,
great. You
like
look
I-
great today. That's bullshit.
yeah,
It's
like we couldn't do this show anymore. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that would, I mean, like we would never have a conversation again. I mean, that sucks. I mean,
yeah.
uh,
So mad scientist
So-
power. Oh, no, what did we say? Oh, mad scientist. Oh, yeah. I do Truman Show because it's like the things you could do if you control a human being that's born in an environment that you create the conditions for.
Right.
You could see how it turn. You could figure out how fucked up society makes people by creating societies with different kinds of input stimulus and see how that human being grows up and what makes a difference and what doesn't. Hugely
Like,
unethical.
mine.
Obscenely
Well,
expensive.
yeah, but well, mine I think is I would have something that just it stopped people from believing in supernatural bullshit. Like people, if no one believed in supernatural bullshit
Whenever-
that was just not true,
Whenever
that you would.
Whenever you start
Like-
with, I don't think this is unethical, it means it's going to be the most unethical thing ever.
No, again, hey, Mr. Truman Show,
Yeah.
you know, you're controlling your
I
populace.
admitted
just
mine's
want my
unethical.
populace- I'm being ethical. I am telling everyone to be. Everyone that is created comes in knowing
There's no
supernatural
supernatural
bullshit
ability.
is real.
Right.
No bullshit. So
There's no
you
higher
can't-
power.
Right, but so no one's talking to you that you have
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
special information that someone else doesn't have.
50%
Yes,
at
you
least.
end up
At least 50% of the human population will kill themselves because they cannot deal with the reality that we are alone and there's nobody watching over them and that there's no afterlife. People cannot deal.
okay. So what you're saying is I'm Thanos.
You're Thanos.
That-
You
that-
just snatch
I
the
am
fucking-
Thanos.
I have right
Wow.
over there. I have the Infinity Gauntlet, as you can see right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I get the good half.
Snap the fingers. That's
Okay.
fine. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what would happen. I mean,
No,
people's
I don't know,
faith
but-
in a higher power is critical to their or being a big deal.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
Um,
Don't get me wrong.
I'm
You
not a
know,
fan.
I'm just saying.
Not a fan.
Uh,
Not a fan. I think it
Dislike.
causes
Do
more
not
problems
recommend.
than it
Dislike.
Right. Because I think especially those people that are with Penny, the LGBTQ community, probably has a lot to say on that too.
Probably.
So they're big fans of letting go of the supernatural bullshit.
Yes.
Especially Bronze Age rules.
Yes.
What was the Disney ride?
Oh,
that
I have received Fellatio on Small World.
Now that's an endorsement right there.
Yes.
So and you didn't and to be clear, you did not get.
I
kicked
did
out
not
of the
get caught or get kicked because we were able to finish by the time we got to the end of the ride. And unlike some other rides, there's nobody like, at least I don't think there was in general. There's nobody like in the ride. You know what I mean? There's nobody like occasionally a person will be like in a booth or something. The small ride's like you're just riding a boat through this slow, lazy river, right? So it's like there's nothing gained. So nobody needs to be in the middle of the ride watching, right? It's just like you get to the end and there's people waiting there.
I think one of the key things is how many passengers per vehicle.
Right.
So is this a small? Is it like so? I guess it's just two people.
I think it's
and then
four.
do you have people...
No, I think it's 4 rows of two. I think something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. There were other
I
people on
thought
the boat,
about
but they
this
were
a
people
lot.
I knew. We were a group of friends. We all went.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought about this a lot.
Yeah.
Experimented with it and whatnot.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
So certain ones like the darker rides that you might think actually much harder. So
Agreed.
like for example, the Haunted Mansion. The only place
Oh
to
my God.
have sex in the Haunted Mansion is very, very quickly when the elevator is going down and everyone's kind of looking at the stuff. You can just bang one out real quick in there. But once you
quick.
get on the actual ride itself, they're all next to each other and there's just it's too
No way.
easy to be seen.
Crazy.
Pirates of the Caribbean, that's right out. It's
Right,
just
agreed.
it's way too open.
Agreed.
Space Mountain, don't even try.
No.
It's just let me just tell you, no. the one that I found surprising, but I guess when you think about it, not really. People Mover.
Oh,
The People Mover has just kind of it's a ride that not as
is
always.
it really a
not,
ride?
isn't
It's a
always
mode of
busy.
transportation.
Right. Fine, but it is an attraction that
Right,
is
fine.
there, and it goes outside. And there are times when the People Mover just goes right into the dark, and it's in it when it's going around Space Mountain. There are
Moments.
sections of time where you are just literally kind of going through and it is enough time to do your business.
All right, there you go.
Without getting kicked out of the park, and because at least at that time, no cameras. Unless there might be, who knows if there's like some guy behind a.
Now there's probably cameras everywhere inside all of it. Back in the day.
But I mean, they can't look everywhere, and also,
Yeah. Super J
everything
Daskin.
going on today. If you want to kick someone out for having sex,
Right.
come on, like
Super J
that's-
Daskin, if you meant Tower of Terror. That's the free fall drop, right? The Tower of Terror.
oh no. I meant the original Haunted
Old
Mansion.
Haunted Mansion. Yeah. Old school
The
one.
Magic Kingdom Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tower of Terror would be.
That's tough. Because you walk up a
Problematic, I
staircase
think, with
straight,
the-
you know what I mean? It's like, and then you go in the thing and it
Well,
just drops you.
Well, it's more you're in a line until you get into your elevator car, which is your ride, and everyone kind of lines in, and you all buckle in your seat, so there's no time. So
Right.
you need alone time, and the People Mover gives you that. Like, because there's that, and the other one is the Skyway. Like, because you can get away with certain things in the Skyway.
That's true
Same.
too. You know what I just thought of? What's that one where it's it's a big round thing, and you start off in the seats are like it's a padded back, and you hold on to these bars, and it spins super fast, and then the force
So yeah,
of it keeps you pinned to the outside. But what they
it's like a cyclotron or whatever.
yeah, but what people do to have fun is they sort of crawl out of the thing, and then they're kind of crawling. You crawl around on that perimeter, on that outer inner
Right.
circumference of the circle. But it's going so fast. I wonder if no one would see you. You know what I mean? Because you're like whoosh, 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 whoosh. If you just like crawl on
That
top
ride
of
does
someone.
not exist. That's not a ride at Disney World, though.
Oh, it's not.
Like,
I
if
don't
that
remember
was
where I rode that
no.
last, but it was a
No,
long time ago.
no, but there are carnival rides where it just uses that, or it just uses the physical concept of as you're held to the back, they give you enough rotation that the momentum is keeping
Right.
you.
Even though there's no
So you're
strap
not
or
gonna have-
anything, you're basically safe in the ride
Right,
because there's nowhere else
right.
to go. Right.
Because you could hurt yourself, but it's difficult because you could use and then like bang your head or something. But
Right.
I mean, I've certainly gotten hurt on those a lot, but only because I really tried. It was only after several warnings.
Understood.
3 different carnivals, 4 states. Yeah.
You keep getting banned. It's like, oh.
You know what? I mean, not everyone has the patience that you do.
You gotta wait.
I
You
think
gotta
that's it,
buy
yeah.
your time. Wait for your moment.
No. Yeah, I think we
I think we did.
nailed it.
I think we did.
I think.
I think we got to everybody's.
Yeah,
we got to everybody's issues. Got to
Unfortunately, there is nothing that we can do about the tariffs.
correct.
So
They're being discussed, I think,
sorry
right
about
now
that.
during the State of the Union address or whatever it is. The fuck he's doing.
But it's not
Congressional
even a State
address.
of the Union address.
Not even. It's
'cause
addressing Congress.
I don't even know what the fuck it is. But it was like, why isn't it? I don't care. Don't even care. Crazy shit is being said, and then there's going to be crazy reactions to it, and then everyone's going to say "Arfa," and then we'll be here next week.
And we'll be
And
here
you know
next
what?
week. And that's exactly the end result. We'll be here next week at 9:30 Eastern U.S. time, Tuesday night. So please be
We
there.
will be here regardless.
And-
whatever the fuck goes on in the next 7 days.
Whatever happens, we'll be here. Unless
We'll be
the
here.
AI takeover happens, then maybe we won't be here.
Right.
Maybe the AI will decide that we should not be here, and then we would not be here.
Which it could.
Which it could.
But that's what AI. That's up to you.
It is.
We are at your convenience.
Right.
So
I mean, I'll throw out a possibility. It's only a possibility, but it already may have happened, and we may be the AI saying that.
you'll never know.
We'll never know.
No.
I mean, maybe we know. I don't know. Who knows?
No. Well, yeah, maybe we don't talk about this right now. on
Right.
air. Maybe we don't.
Fair point.
Maybe we
Next Tuesday.
abide by our contractual
9:30
obligations with certain computer
PM.
systems.
Bye. Either. And please submit your
We
questions.
love you, everyone.
We do love you,
Please
everyone.
submit your questions. They are our lifeblood.
Super J, no news, everyone
There's a link
else.
over
Yeah,
there.
link is below green pants over there. Yeah,
Somewhere.
below him. Yeah,
Here.
right about
No,
there.
where
Yeah,
am
yeah.
I?
Just go down
no.
below. You'll see that.
It's over there. Just,
Clicking.
You can find it.
You do a
over there.
clicking, and then you get a form, and then you get to ask things, and then we'll answer questions. in
But
the
you have
order
to be
which
able
they're received.
to write.
Yes, and you have to be able to,
Communication
unlike
is
who is it? Daryl from Idaho. It's
But we got what? You know what? But Daryl was looking into finding a way to increase his
He's trying to expand
vocabulary, which
horizons,
I
yeah.
think is and that is
which
you
is
know,
going to put him above
um,
50% of Idaho. So I mean, rock
Right.
on, Daryl.
I mean, 50%. Wow, you're giving Idaho a lot of credit. But I mean, you're the nice one, so that's fine.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
All right, folks. We'll catch you
um,
next time. Again, thank you. We love you all. The love
we
is
love
great,
you all.
and we'll catch you later.
The love is great.
We love you all.
No, but the whole thing with the singing is that it actually makes blood come out of my ears because it's so painful to me
are the
when you
wind
sing.